we are back from our break. We needed to catch our breath. I, in particular, needed to catch my breath because my whole head was blown over. Every day we think life is a challenge. Every day we tell ourselves that we are challenged and all that. Until there is a challenge to our faith. Until there is a challenge to our faith. Ada. So I was, when I heard your story initially, part of it, not this detail that is blowing my head. The thought that kept ringing in my head at the time was, these people try you get me. Why they don't think say this thing na juju? You understand me? I be say they didn't attribute all of this to juju. And where is this girl from? Where was her background that, made her? Because one, you have to have a certain type of state of mind to go the treatment route that you went, and then to now make an advocacy out of it. We are trying to pick your mind, the woman and the graces that she carries.
Thank you once again, and thank you for listening. The thing is, my upbringing has been good. Like, my great grandparents from my maternal side, they brought Christianity to my community. So my background has always been Christian background from my grandparents to my mom. In fact, they've always been leaders in the church, even my mom. So whenever anything happens, we even hardly think of maybe juju or somebody is doing you.
Mm-hmm. Somebody is doing you.
Because what God doesn't permit cannot happen to you. And moreover, God is our Father. He can't even permit anything evil to happen to us. That's the mindset we have in my heart, and me especially. And in fact, people in my house will, if even they say, so the person don't get another thing to do now to carry you go juju, like what did the person want from you? Juju is the least thing we think in my house. So because we always believe that there is nothing God cannot for us. So at first we never even, not at any time did you even think it was juju. Of course, finally there's a name. We called it a name, breast cancer. So is it the devil that brought breast cancer? We know breast cancer is not good, it's evil, it's a monster and everything else. Also, I know that God cannot give one a problem you cannot carry. And my life has always been, God, I need your grace for each day. Grace to carry me for each day, each challenge. So, of course, during the cancer and everything, it was a big lesson and eye-opening one for me. Because remember, prior to this time, I can't even remember hearing of cancer. Something that doesn't concern you. There's a way you don't even know about it or hear about it. Personally, I don't know about that. So because I've not heard about cancer, so just imagine if I've heard about cancer, or maybe I was always knowing my breast status, my breast health status, and everything. I'm sure I would have seen that long earlier, and all the route of treatment we went and everything, would have known that this is what you're supposed to be treating and everything. But because it's not a word I was really familiar with and everything. So going through cancer was a wake-up call for me. Because I remember in those days in my dying bed and everything, my prayer was, God, if this cup passes over me, if this thing doesn't, let this thing not kill me. Like, this is not, because every day I was reminding God, you promised me this, you promised me this, you promised me that, you told me I'll do this. And like, am I going to do it in the grave? I need to be alive to do that. So one of my prayers was like, God, if this cup passes over me, I will make sure. You see this cancer matter, I will carry it on my head. I will talk about it. I will educate people. I will enlighten people. You will help me. Like, this is what, that was I had a covenant with God. I made a covenant. A serious covenant I made. And to the glory of God, because it's a covenant keeping Father, He made it happen. But trust us, we human beings. When I go, well, of course, one of the things I promised I was going to do a Thanksgiving, invite people and everything. That happened. But the other aspect of, talking about it and doing advocacy, I didn't even know what to advocate. I just said I will talk about it, I will share the testimony, I will talk to people and everything. And when I got well and everything, and started picking up the pieces of my life and everything, but it made me go into my shell because of the stigma I went through. I was stigmatized. There was nothing they did not abuse me. People told me stuff. I know people that don't even know what I was going through. Chemo is felt is very bad. I was as dark as this. It's only my eyes you see. You see on my vein because they've used needle to scatter on my vein and everything. So sometimes you see my vein green, yellow, blue, like plus you see somebody that is dark as this, and you're seeing green vein, red vein, like I was looking like an afternoon witch. And human being when they sometimes when I come out maybe try to come out, that was they do like this. They see as you did. They don't even understand what I'm going through. And I don't have to carry it like placard on my head to tell people that I was battling cancer. So I went through so much stigma that I lost friends and everything because people feel that coming close to me, they will rub from my sin. My sin will rub off on them. So I was alone carrying my cross by myself. But I was grateful. I was really, really grateful. Then my family. My mom did a good job. We are 7. She brought us up well. We are each other's best friends, companion, confident, and everything. My family was there. When you have that kind of support, nobody else matters aside God. Just God, my family, and of course the church I was attending there, my pastor, every day he comes, the wife will come. They pray for me. Even when I was taking all my chemo, they would do communion. I was taking communion and everything. They used to wait for me. I can't come because sometimes after 3 weeks, I can just come to Port to maybe relax for 1 week before coming back. And of course, my doctor always tell my mom, make her vegetarian, blend vegetable, the fluid. I have in the fridge, was the water I was taking, so that all my cells will be, as the cancer is killing the cells, new ones are being rejuvenated and everything. When I go well and everything, trying to pick the piece of my life, I hardly go out. The only place I go to was church. Maybe once you just see me outside because the stigmas talk on my head. And I felt incomplete. But one thing I forgot so easily was God kept me in spite of all the medical reports and everything. And the promise I made to God, I wasn't keeping. Gradually, I started picking up the piece of my life, starting business again and everything. And I eventually got married. And thank God my husband was not in Port Harcourt, was in Lagos. So for me, that was a big breath of fresh air. I needed to leave this place. I'm like, God, you really planned my life, leaving this toxic, where I was being shamed and everything. So going to Lagos, I knew it was a breath of fresh air, which I needed. After the wedding, I migrated to Lagos. And I'm like, okay, God, I'm in Lagos now. I need something to do. I don't like sitting idle. They call me activities, man. I love doing something. I just want to do something. And while trying to look for what I would do, finally I started Eveafrique, ready to wear. And I started it and it picked up and I came back to Port Harcourt to sell, of course I had customers before and everything. But one thing that never left my head, I didn't understand that it was a big covenant I made, even that kind of thing me I've forgotten and thinking it's trivial. But God no forget. He record that for me. And I was busy with my life. Eveafrique waxing, everybody big farm, big farm, big farm, big farm. I was selling, attending fairs. I would go to Abuja for fair. I was in Lagos, I was attending fair. I started pop up in Port Harcourt, I would come, bring my things, started a pop up. That was how big farm city fair was getting. I gathered people, Port Harcourt people were like, pop up. Someone will come sell clothes, do chops, drink, I will put it where I packed the warehousing that I was paying for warehousing. I'm like, why is nobody interested? Just online. So I'm like, my clothing business was gradually fizzling out. Like, I had goods, but I wasn't selling. I was so frustrated that I almost went into depression. I'm like, what is happening to me? I couldn't even pray. I couldn't pray. It was a rough time for me. And when by then, I had a lot of encounters. Because I'm sure I was just stubborn. I won't say stubborn, I wasn't stubborn, I was just maybe how I feel that I'm not capable. I underrated myself that me. But there was a particular day I came out on my street to buy something. Yeah, I was buying something from the larger. A woman like a mad woman, she was just walking past. And she just came back. She said, you did ask God for something, Abby. The only way God do for you, we promise you, don't do it. He not going to do anything for you. She just said that. And he said that the woman, the other just said, come out here. But me, I'm like, the me that she spoke to, I understood it. And then in my church in Lagos, we have like a prayer for women prayer. I noticed that every prayer meeting, I always had like a prayer point. Because what I was telling you on Instagram, once was, the cancer thing I wasn't talking about, like, how I didn't want anybody to know I had cancer. Because the cancer was like the stigma and it was a taboo. Nobody was hearing it, like, just have it, cover it, hide it. Nobody must know. I don't know how somehow, about cancer, talk about cancer. Some people that had cancer will reach out to me. Someone will just send me a DM like, please pray for me, I have cancer. And whenever I go for that fellowship, I'll say, please, I have a prayer point. This is person have cancer, let's pray for this person. I was always going in prayer point. Every Thursday around that meeting, I have prayer point to pray for one sick person. So one day, our leader now called me. She said, Sister Ethel, is it that you don't even understand what God is telling you? Like every day when you bring prayer point, I just look at you like, God, can you just open my eyes? I'm like, what is God trying to tell me? He said, how come every time cancer people are always locating you? I said, because I know I'm a survivor. He said, are you the only survivor? My friend, please go and pray and ask God what God wants from me. Every day, come and be disturbing us with prayer point that you can handle. In fact, from today, nobody will even hear your prayer point again, attend to your prayer point again. Every day, be disturbing us. I'm like, I think we are not quarreling. I said, no, we are quarreling. She was very aggressive, towards us. When she told me, so what am I supposed to do? I said, go and pray, don't disturb anybody again. I went back for the first time. I don't understand. Because every time cancer. Somebody will just send me pictures of some decaying breast and everything. And I'm like, how people even they know say I get, like, and guess one thing. Immediately they reach out to me and I open my mouth and talk to them. Something happens. But I didn't still understand it. I said, okay, what are we going to do? I said, and I told one of my caregiver, she too, she's a born again, she's a pastor. Then when I was sick, she was even more than one remind me. You make promise to God, God, you know good. I say that was rich friends are very good, they find money. That kind of a day is okay. So one of those days I just said, okay, I just told myself, like this embarrassment don't move. I'm going to do a 3 days fast. Let me even understand what God wants me to do. Let me understand. Like, because I don't even understand anything. You know that fast did not last more than 2 hours.
The answer was quick.
Immediately I just said I wanted. In fact, I told my husband already that you won't see me for 3 days. Stay in your room. But by the time I come from work, you will see your food in the microwave. Microwave and eat. I'm not talking to anybody from there. I will be in the other room. And like that, this guy, me I did the same as you. I said, please, I need to sort out my life with God. He said, so I'm not going to even say. I said, no, go stay for 3 days. So him too, he was prepared. I said, okay, no wahala, pray for us. I said, no worry. So he was even surprised when he came back. He said, he didn't want to. He wanted to pray again. I said, no, I'm not going to. Do you know, immediately I started. Those people just said, I've been waiting for years. I don't know why I'm being vulnerable today, just telling you my. This is not something I don't discuss. I've not really spoken about this. But I'm telling you, people, you need to hear. Immediately I just started, I just sang up a song. He said, I've been waiting for you. I'm like, waiting for me. Why did you come to me? He said, no, now you will find me. Waiting for me to do what? And I heard it clearly to start embrace. I said, which one be embrace? He said, grace. Your life. It's like that, my grace. Like I've covered you. Like it's my grace that you function. I said, so what will the grace like do? So you will reach out. A lot of women are dying. With the voice in there. I'm not a pastor. He said, yes, everybody get their own gifts. I kept you for this. And then when you're supposed to do, I knew you would be my voice. You will save me. So I kept you for that. Hey, I'm not sabi talk. I'm not sabi English. I'm not the spoken type. You know me and my plus this stigma I'm going through. I'll put the word in your mouth. Put your word. Look for another person. I cannot. I cried. I cannot. I'm not sabi speak English. This that will learn how can be studying English. Learn to study. Learn and study. He's saying if his language, speak the language you can. Hey. If I don't even waste your time doing it, I don't give you one. How do I start people start? I'll give you a template. But people are doing NGO now, they should be doing, let's be believe they are doing, but your own is different in you. My own template. Like, which one is template? As you start, I'll be showing you. I don't look at it. So fast say ahead, you think it's no more than anything. So I don't eat the worst thing. Because I was writing. When I finished, and I was looking at different dictionary on my phone, the meaning of grace. Like my head, like I was seeing grace, what grace means, and everything. I said, so in grace, it's okay. It's like, no wahala. I dropped it. As I finished, I dropped it. I said, Shay, I don't get any rest in one place. I continued my struggling with my business. A few weeks after, I was in church. Church just closed. That thing, we went everything. And after that, I did not discuss it with anybody that encounter I did not even my husband. I just say, she don't tell me, I don't hear now. Church just closed. And a sister in church, to just close the meeting as I was just leaving. She now said, Sister Ethel, how are you? I'm said fine. We finished the meeting together. I was leaving. She went, started, somebody was coming back to meet the pastor. I said, Sister Ethel, how are you? I said, I'm fine. She said, you're fine. Where are you? Start and sleep. He said, have you gone to register in Grace Life Foundation? And he started. I just looked at her. I said, Sister Funke, what did you just say? She said, have you started a Grace Life Foundation? I felt goosebumps. I just left her and ran home. I couldn't eat that anymore. I brought out my book. Maybe somebody stole my book. I wrote down. Do you know the next day, 5 a.m. I called her. I said, Sister Funke, you asked me something yesterday. Why did you ask me that? Wow. Because I've not discussed it anymore. She said, later, as always, we just say, she's still not believing. Confusion is her name. Please help her out. She's waiting the day I will say, that my daughter, that my, that's the kind of encounter she's waiting. The little still voice I've been talking with her, she's still not. I want to just say that confusion is her name. Help her. Really. I don't know what it is. What is it? I said, oh, thank you. I said, I don't understand. The one that sealed it for me, that I said, okay, forgive me, and I'm not stubborn again and give up. I was going to Balogo market. I was inside the bus going to Balogo because I love market. In fact, I can literally sleep in the market. I can go to the market to buy Maggi. I just love market. Market gives me some kind of good, peaceful vibe. I love market. It's my happy place. Kitchen and market. I feel very excited. And
going for a short break. So I can change my card.
And I was in the bus going to Balogo market. I was just pressing my phone, just going through my phone. And the only time I just raised my head was when we almost, getting that terminal. Those big electronics big boards. I just raised my head, like something just said raise. I just raised my head, and on that video I just saw boldly engraved Life Foundation. Then I told the conductor, I said, please, I'm talking at the next bus stop. I just came down, ran away, and came back to the house. I came back, I followed the person, stopped the work. I've heard, okay, I want to start. How do I go? Like, I don't even know the paper session you send again, but it's enough. Message clear, received. And I said, okay, I needed a lawyer to register it first of all. I didn't have money to even register it. I called the lawyer, she went search for the name. The name, she just told me that the name is available in Grace Life Foundation. I said, available. She told me, I think about 120 or 130. I said, I didn't have the money, she just put on it. So my friend just called me that period. And we got talking. And I don't know how the conversation just, I said, I need to register it, but right now, no. She said, really? She said, don't worry, I'll pay for it. Any year you get money, pay me back. I said, really? That was actually paid for it. To open an NGO that they will carry you, go here, go here. Do you know within a month came out? Even the lawyer was there. I said, oh my God. Okay, I registered it, I kept. I said, I don't register. I kept it back, was not my life. Still, by the time I was squeezed every corner. Because I said, okay, I don't know how to. What did you say? Ask me anything. Somehow, a survivor. Okay, what I now started doing, every Sunday, twice in a month or every Sunday, I'll just do a flyer. I'll go live on Instagram. I opened a page, a Grace Life page on Instagram. I'll go live. I started sourcing for survivors because now I belong to a lot of some support group, and then I was okay. Come and share your story. I was now letting people share their story, how they survived cancer and how they went through cancer. So every Sunday or twice in a month, I'll host somebody on the live who will share story and everything. And each time I do that, my DM is always for people going through cancer that can't even talk. Some of them they are walking where they are walking. People don't even know they are going through the treatment because they are scared of stigma and they will sack them or losing their job because they are boss feel they are not capable enough cancer because people are not even educating them that cancer is not transmittable or something. That whether cancer or not, you're still a normal human being. So they will reach out to me. Some their husbands reach out to me. My wife refused to take chemo. She said chemo kills this, that. She's praying in church, taking all concussion in church, anointing oil, drinking this, drinking all that. She's living in it. People just reach out to me and I'll tell them. Of course, I believe so much in God. God came through for me. But God needs something to work with you. Mine was God, you see this medication to work. And it worked. You cannot just sit down in the church. Your pastor is not your doctor. Drinking and so a lot of them will start treatment. When I share my story, then they will start treatment and everything. That was how I started. But I was reading a lot of cancer stories, cancer. And you know the worst part? Where plenty of the complaints were coming from was from Niger Delta and Rivers State. In Lagos, there was a kind of awareness, enlightenment. People were like accepting treatment. But Niger Delta and Rivers State, Bayelsa, hey, they were not even going to the hospital. Now person do me. They don't do juju for my breast. My breast they rot. And I'm like, God, I don't even know what should be done. Like, I don't know. I think this Embrace Life was just talking about it online and everything. He said, no, the men is reaching out to them, especially the rural community. Hey, so me now I will stand, carry microphone and talk about breast as in how. How do you understand? So because of the calls I was receiving and everything, so sometimes when we're having on live talking, I'll say, okay, so person needs fund, please, can you raise money to treat this person? I'll drop the person's account number. The person say, mama, thank you. Like I started treatment too. I just saw money in my account to that video you did. I didn't know that I'm supposed to do it through the NGO. And so it then got to a time and I said, okay, so a lady that has a breast cancer too, she's a survivor, she lives in the UK. So I'm not saying I need to go to Bayelsa. But I said I need to go to Bayelsa first. I need to go and do awareness and everything. So I said, how do I even want to do it? I said, I don't know what I will do. I'll just reach out to friends there and gather people and talk to women, maybe if it's a church or something, and tell them about breast cancer, create awareness and tell them how every month you need to look out for any abnormality on your breast and just, and I started reading up info on cancer and everything. I reached out to my doctor that this is what I want to do. That reason I was like super excited about it. Anything you need, I will support you. And the flyer came out for breast and everything. And that friend told me that when I told her, she said, okay, we should do it together. I said, okay, that she too, she planned having an NGO one day. That thank God I've waited. I said, we should do it together. And I said, okay, fine. I can't even do it alone, so it's better together. We sent a flyer. The next week she reached out to me. She said that the people were looking to sponsor because we're now sourcing for funds and everything. And they told her that if it's Niger Delta, they won't do it, that I should bring it to the east. And I was like, anyway, my own is just to go and talk about it. That was how Nnewi was the first place we carried it out. Because the truth is that even people I sent it in our Niger Delta, just because they say, I beg, you don't get work to do now. This one I don't put my money. They never supported it. They didn't understand it. So to them, they just said that this one not get work. Like, what are you disturbing us with? So I didn't get any support. That was how the first edition was taken to Nnewi. If I want to go to Nnewi, their oldest king, King Orias, he welcomed us in the palace and everyone was excited that he's in his late 90s. He's educated and learned and everything. He was excited about it. He prayed for me, like how he prayed for me. And that was how we carried it out and everything. That was the first. But Niger Delta was on my mind because that was where a lot of cases were coming out from. Even some of them, when I speak to them, they say, and I leave that in a bed. Nothing they do, not be waiting be cancer and juju where they do me. And I didn't know how to just change their mindset. Like you need to go to the hospital. In as much as we are lacking oncologists, like even in Port Harcourt, like they are not. In fact, in Nigeria as a whole, they are not up to 100 oncologists. Yes, they are not up to 100. And Port Harcourt had just one. One. So you can imagine one person attending to almost 500, 200 people. But at least do treatment. If you can afford to go to Lagos or Abuja anyway, go. So because my mind was still coming to Nigeria, that was how we, that Bayelsa, I reached out to a few friends, some customers I used to sell with, and of course they come upon and said, I'm sure when they saw the Inewe picture and everything, like, okay, a particular one, Dr. Miss Olumo, I reached out to her, she was like, okay, our logistics should take care of it, the hotel, and because we had to come with people, medical people from Lagos and everything. Our logistics, she took care of it, the hotel, spent like 4 days or so. Logistics, hotel, feeding, took care of it. We got the screening team, got the doctors and everything, and we came, and it was a big success. We even got hall, somebody paid for the hall for us, that's at the paid for the hall and everything, and that's how the Basta was a success too. We even saw women that have full-blown cancer. They were telling me they've been taking all sorts of, and I said they need to go to the hospital. See, I'm a survivor. I had to lose cut the breast. I said, and you're not feeling anything. Why should I feel? People that are blind are still living happy. People that are amputated, crippled. You that is breast that you can always buy artificial bra and wear. It's no big deal. Because a lot of them, what was killing them is me. I don't go cut my breast too. This breast, I won't cut my. I said, what is the breast doing for you, rotten breast? I said, because you will die, they will bury you with the breast. So remove the breast and stay alive, choose them. But you know, the ones that are here, the ones that won't here. So that was how the whole outreach, enlightenment started and everything. The education, the free screening, all started from Bayelsa. We did Port Harcourt. After Port Harcourt, we were doing different locations, different communities. We are not going to different communities. We entered Delta State, Lagos. That was how we started screening people. And of course, some radio stations partnered with us to help us spread it. Medical women, Ministry of Health, and that's what we're doing. Like, wow, this is really, really amazing. Like, for people to come out like and be screening because nobody was doing anything. So the people were not even enlightened, they didn't even know anything about breast cancer and everything. So even the medical doctors in Port Harcourt, in every group, they were super excited about it. They supported, and so at the time, sometimes when we were even coming from another state, we don't even need to come with doctors because we already have doctors on ground there. Especially Medical Women Association. We have our partners and everything. Now, you know, they will do the publicity, radio stations, and of course, we always do Bambian online. You know, we do this flyer and say support. I support it 1,000 or 2,000. People will put their pictures, post on their status and everything. And that was how I just started, and I encouraged us. In as much as sometimes the money wasn't even enough, I was not using my personal funds I've saved. You know, sometimes my husband and think that I'm having actually there's no money. He was always like, you know, okay, gives me. I sometimes tell him, please give it the loan you're giving them grace life. Say this is an loan one and then they pay. I said, don't worry, one day we'll pay. So we just continue. Even the volunteers, they will contribute their widow's mite and everything. I'll reach out to some personal friends to, you know, call them and say, please, my sister, we need, I don't know how you can support this. I'm just every day, I tell God, I'm grateful. Forgive me for not even starting it when I'm supposed to start it. And to God be the glory. God has been so faithful. We reached out to a lot of people, especially the teen young girls. You see, we saw girls 13, 15 with breast lump. We took them to the hospital, even paid for lumpectomy for them, take the sample for biopsy to the lab. We don't just do one chemo and leave them. From diagnosis to all the investigations, to the chemos, to the mastectomies, to the radiotherapy, and even after, because most of these people are vulnerable people in the rural communities. They are farmers or not really doing anything tangible. So we won't have to help them to start up their life back and everything. So that's why we don't really take much because we have people in queue waiting like people don't want to help me. I said we can't take much. We can't take more than two at a time because we support you with everything. Because we don't want to give this or one session of chemo, this or one session of don't even give them that hope when you know you can't continue because even starting chemo is dangerous when you can't continue it. It's like you just woke up the demons, the cells. So because I see some people they do one chemo, two chemo, they say I'm not doing again this chemo effect. And I tell them, you even have even started because you just wasting it. So that's why we don't really take much people. We are believing in future we'll have more funds to so that we can take more people and by the grace of God one day, because I've told God that one day we are going to build a cancer facility center that people's doctors will just volunteer to come and say, my Tuesday, I'm coming to Embrace Life Center to treat people for free. People will donate the medications. Companies will. I see that. I know that God will do it because He sees my heart and what it is. It will just like a free cancer center where people will just come, take treatment, get rehabilitated and go back. Everything free of charge. Everybody, every doctor volunteering there, local, international, will just say, "This is where I'm coming for my vacation to treat and support people." I know it will happen one day. So that has been a great life, and thank God that God has been using us to reach out to people. People are accepting treatment now because when I tell them that I don't even know what place you want to keep me. I don't have one. See me, I'm still living my baby girl lifestyle, and I'm happy. Actually, it happened when I was single. Am I not married now? I'm like, really? I said yes. Because when the man came, I told him, this is this. I was like, in the future, I have with you together, not what is breast or whatever. You're still a full woman and everything. Breast doesn't define you. So that is it. That is our little Embrace Life story to the glory of God. And I have a little good news. So, just last week, we rented a space. But as time goes on, we'll still talk about it because we need to equip the place and, at least where people can come if it's once in a month to do screening because there's no day people don't call us, when I put doing screening, I want to do screening and everything. So at least that little office space we can have like maybe monthly, once in a month, we can just do screening for people because the truth that a lot of the women cannot even afford to pay for even going to the hospital to check their blood. They cannot pay. So by the grace of God, we've been doing this and so far we've screened more than 20,000 women for free. Started in 2021 and this year we need to be surpassing it. And for added other events, we call it Pink Niger or the whole of October. Like last year we did in Port Harcourt, had a work of almost 2,000 people. In fact, the Nigerian president, Nigerian Cancer Society, the president, he came all the way from Abuja, he was part of it, A lot of brands came, they were part of it. We walked 8 kilometers walk and had a free screening. In fact, that screening, that's why now we even have another program we'll take to the secondary school. That screening, we met a 10 years old girl. Small brother is already coming out. He's sick already. So you can imagine if we were not doing this. We met a lot of teen girls that has lumps. I'm like, God, thank God we're doing this. And most of them will go to secondary school, government school, where they have all these vulnerable children. They can talk to them, teach them, they are educating their parents at school and people around them too. So this year we're looking at other programs we're also going to do and get sponsors and support that because it's a lot of work. In fact, we've not even scratched it. It's a lot of work. Tomorrow we still have people that have not heard about breast cancer or breast health. How to take knowing that this breast needs to be taken care of, just the way you take care of other parts of the body.
So there is a thing called breast health.
Yes. Because even before the law came, I didn't have to be checking my breast every month. I didn't know about that. After my period, I need to check my breast and always look out for it when there's an abnormality on my breast. I never knew that. But I'm going through cancer and everything opened my eyes to see all I do. And same, also same, a lot of people don't know about anything about breast and how to care for your breast.
So you can say importantly that the awareness that you bring to breast cancer has prevented the spread of the disease within the Niger Delta.
Yes, it has to an extent because now a lot of women are breast away. Because even some people when they see me on the road, what they will greet me, please ma come and check my breast too. Before on the norm before nobody will even want any woman to touch her breast or even talk about her breast. But now, of course, we'll be able to do a lot of work that women are open to it. Like even their husbands to support. Please go and check your breast. Sometimes even when they call our line, I will say we are not doing screening anytime soon. They say, okay, I can go to the hospital. Women are open and they are going to the hospital now to check their breast. Unlike before, nobody even it's not important. Nobody even wants to do that.
Yeah.
But the awareness is opening their eyes. In as much as we still have people that believe that it's not my portion. Because I tell people, we see this breast cancer today, I say it's not my portion. And I'll tell them it's not anybody's portion. And don't think that any woman did anything before breast cancer came. It just came. Yes, we know there is a percentage for hereditary, but guess what? I always use my own case. In my lineage, in fact, in my community, I'm the first to see breast cancer. So is it that was I eating different food from what my family was cooking? No. I don't smoke, I don't drink. It can just come. You don't feel guilty because a lot of people feel guilty. Like breast cancer came because I did something. No, dear woman, you did not do anything. Just like you have malaria, you have typhoid, the sickness comes. You didn't do anything for the sickness to come. After we have some people that have kidney issues, they don't drink or smoke, but they are sick. So it's a sickness like every other sickness. But my message is whenever it comes, go to the hospital. When you go to the hospital, if and when diagnosed, accept treatment. Yes, you go to the church. As you go to the church, let your pastor pray for you, for the courage and your faith and everything. But start treatment because God needs something to work with. Not when you sit in there, because I've had a lot of women and they've all passed. They say, I'm treating my Bible like God told me. I sing in the church, I sing for God. Cancer cannot rule over me. And she refused treatment. She was reading, I have plenty of them. And also this message, please, our daddies in the Lord, our fathers, our pastors, a lot of you deceive these women. Pray for them, then let them go to the hospital. Play your own part. Let doctors do their own part. Let science do its own part. Let them go for treatment. That way you'll be helping them. If not, you'll be conducting funeral for your congregations every day.
I was going to come to that because the environment we met you first was a very reserved Christian community, and personally, I was curious to see the response. I'm like, are they just using the facility, or are members of the congregation part of it? And I think I saw quite a number of members of that particular.
Should I shock you? When we were looking, because that October I wanted to do at least 10 locations in university. We were like, different goals. And when we reached that, in fact, it was even one of the members that told the president of the female, of the women, the women fellowship there. And they were excited, they even contributed. They've lost like 2 members to breast cancer. So for them, they needed to hear. And the president of the fellowship, she's educated, she's enlightened. So when we told her, she was so happy and excited. She wanted us to come and carry them. But she said she doesn't want to lose any member again. They lost like 2 women that year to breast cancer, already to breast cancer. So she knew it was a welcome release, something that needed to be addressed. No more hiding it.
Because that's a very reserved
Nobody talks about
community.
Yes. And should I shock you? In fact, I was discussing with the medical doctor yesterday. The latest findings, River State has the highest percentage of women passing from breast cancer in Nigeria due to ignorance. It's not my portion. I have one that she called me last week. I was talking with her. After much persuasion, talking, I had to tell the husband, you don't want to lose your wife, let her start. She's been going to church. She even told me, please don't tell my husband I've been going. She said she went to church where they were removing bullets. It was a village where they were sending bullets to her breast. She was telling me, man, I saw the bullets with my koro eyes. I said, okay, thank God they removed the bullet, but go and do chemo. So the husband said, she has just done third chemo. She's supposed to do 8 sections from what? She told me that I just want to call you just in case if you hear it from my husband. I'm not doing chemo again. I was supposed to do chemo last Friday. I said, why are you not doing it again? Said her pastor, I don't even want to mention the name of the church. Said her pastor told her to stop the chemo, that the chemo has effect after now, that his prayers has covered and healed her. I just told her, I have one word for you, and that word is, you and that your pastor, forgive me, people are very, very stupid. And secondly, he will organize your funeral in the next 2 years or less. He said, why am I wishing her that? I said, I'm not wishing you. I'm just telling you the truth that nobody will tell me. I said, because you have 8 sessions of chemo and you just done 3, your pastor told you to stop because of the effects. And so what do you want to do? He said, the pastor said he'll be covering her with prayers. I said, so he will organize, he will be the person to minister at your funeral. Just know that and know peace.
1 or 2 recent occurrences. So let's go to Eveafrique. Enough of cancer. What we take from this is the complex nature of the human body. The human body is very complex. I remember when I was pregnant for my last child. I just had a child, and to me, I said, I don't want to finish. I was very happy. Before you knew it, I started feeling ill. Now, I wasn't up to 40 at that time. And so the first thing was pregnancy, of course. Went to the doctors, they say, are you not pregnant? I can call one of the best hospitals in Port Harcourt at the time. We go, 5 months. I will go for scan, no pregnancy. Just like you, I was back at home, I couldn't go out. People had to bat me. Somebody had to do virtually everything concerning my hygiene. And so my friends can say, maybe this thing is early menopause. I said, that's what the menopause they do. If the menopause they do like this, that means when the real menopause comes, what are we going to do? I was almost 6 months, in my 6th month. I woke up one morning, I said, take me back to the clinic. And when the doctor looked at me, he was a prof at that time. He said, okay, you know what I do? Prior to that, he had told me, you are not pregnant. If anybody says you are pregnant, tell them I, Dr. So-and-so,
said you're not
said
pregnant.
you're not pregnant. And well, by this 6th month, we go again to a different scan facility, and behold, I was pregnant. Now it brings us to the, lack of equipment, will I say, or what will I call this?
Medical personnel too.
Because your specimen was moving about, but so I don't know. But we thank God, and here we are. I enjoyed that pregnancy just for like 4 months or so, because that feeling of you now know what is wrong with you. I mean, it is bittersweet.
It's relieving.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. Anyways, so BFAB seems to be the rage, what will I call it? The rave of the city. And so now here is a Lagos girl that is handling it, because you are a Lagos girl.
Yeah, I'm a Port Harcourt girl.
Port Harcourt girl made in
Lagos girl
made in Port Harcourt. So does it mean that we do not have enough entrepreneurial drive? is it that we, because, yeah, whenever you go outside Port Harcourt for a week or two and you come back, you realize that there are debts that's low foods or low levels in a lot of things, in knowledge as it were now concerning cancer awareness, in business, in enterprise, in the mindset. A typical girl or woman in Port Harcourt who is doing well is believed to have some guys,
A sugar daddy sponsoring her.
daddies, not even one. And so, I mean, what do you have to say to us concerning all of these things? Because I'm a student of history, and my history, the Niger Delta history, tells me of the strength of the Niger Delta woman. Matter of fact, these are the things behind the establishment of Eveafrique. We say, is a river. The Niger Delta woman must get her groove back. Now, if she doesn't understand where she's coming from, she wouldn't get her groove back. The Niger Delta woman we studied, was a very enterprising woman, very resourceful. That is why you see the position of the Ada is something that no, very few Niger Delta families want to play with the Ada, because it's like, oh, in fact, they are female children, and then the Ada is special area. It's like you want to take their strength, away and all of that. So, but that's not what we are seeing today. What we are seeing today, the Niger Delta woman, I do not know if she doesn't seem to be in her best place. As we round up, what words will you speak to her? You're a Port Harcourt girl, you've gone to Lagos, or you are triumphing. Because if you did not triumph, you will not bring good back to the family, which is what you have done now with the cancer awareness and with VFAP and all of it. Speak some words to your sisters.
Thank you once again. What I would say is that we are gradually changing that narrative, and I'm super happy, and I'm part of the people championing that in our. I have a community of women, almost 500 business women, female
That
business
is a whole
owners,
town.
business female owners, and when I relocated to Lagos, and when I'm very adventurous. Like, I like trying out new things, and I started going around the city, go online, check this. And I'm like, the way they do things here, why are we not doing things like that in Port Harcourt? Like the one that blew my mind. There was a fair, my first fair I attended in Lagos then. And I just said, okay, I started before. I attended that fair. More than 300 vendors, young people, girls, boys, women. And my neighbor were sharing the same canopy. She came, was selling her juice. She came with all her gadgets and everything. She just came with a short and a t-shirt, dispensing her juice, selling and everything. And by 2 p.m., I saw somebody come to her stand, making her up. And her people were selling, they want t-shirts and everything. After makeup, the next thing I saw, like the transformation. This person wearing slippers, walking about with short and t-shirt. And she was with gele, all made up and everything. I was like, what is going on here? She said she has a wedding to attend.
You don't see.
I said, I didn't go for your wedding. You can say, no, money first. So now that she has really, set up with her people, so she can go to the wedding from here. Do you know in that venue had like somebody making up and everything? And when she was going, I was now watching her. She entered one of these G-Wagon. That was what she drove.
A G-Wagon.
I was like, what's
G-Wagon woman.
What's going on here?
Nice one squeeze juice.
I'm telling you.
Hey.
The thing blew my mind. Like, babe, driving G-Wagon, selling juice.
Actually came by herself.
So juice. Set up until she left for her staffs. I said, no. That fair will normally hold it once every month. The next month again, I watched it. And I saw the people that came to sell. They were just like different colors. So I started making friends. What is happening? And in a day, this will sell millions. Because people will come by and everything. And I'm like, and these girls are classic babes. And they're like, when we reach market, we dress down, we sell our market, whatever, we show up the way they want us to.
Focused.
And I'm like, no, in Port Harcourt, somebody
People
even
are
driving
wagon.
B2. Somebody even grease sell water.
I know.
You go feel, forgive me, Port Harcourt, forgive me, I'm from Port Harcourt too. We know this small, we have one small pride, we're nothing.
That is not pride that is not attached to anything.
Pride that does not have 1 naira attached to it. And that, my mindset was transformed automatically, of course. And I asked myself, we need to replicate this thing, that we can do it. I know because we depended so much on, because when they say Port Harcourt, oil city. And I say, when I told them there, I came from Port Harcourt, I say, now you come here. People feel that we pick money. Because oil, and I tell them, do you know that 1/10 of Port Harcourt people are not even working in the oil companies? They don't even see palm oil, talk about crude oil. And like, what are you talking about? That city, we are planning to visit them. I said, let me tell you what happens. People just come, take and go. But we there, nothing for us.
Anyway, so last question, very last question. What do you know for sure? It's our signature question. What do you know for sure?
What I know for sure. I know for sure that God is good and kind to me. That's one thing I know for sure.
All right. Thank you very much. This is one interview we've been wanting to do for a long time. It's either when I check, I see her in Geneva. When I check, I see her in Paris, in London. I say, see this girl. I check and check, and I'm glad that we're able to catch her. I've read about her story briefly, but I wanted to hear it for myself and bring it to you, our special readers. I thought that it will inspire. It has inspired me. It has humbled me. It has inspired me, and it has motivated me. And then I'm encouraged with the work she's doing with Bifa. I thank her so much, and that Ethel is not entering my head.
Call me anyone.
It's the Ada that is entering. I thank you so much. Send our warm regards to your dear husband. Thank him. Tell him online in-laws are greeting him.
Oh, yeah.
And our prayers are with you.
Thank you.
We say God bless you.
Amen.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts because of the awareness you're bringing and because of all the innovations and rebirth that you're bringing to the Niger Delta. God bless you. You are truly another Niger Delta, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Port Harcourt, too.